used to have a big sign over here. We were coming into this Machakos town. Yeah, so there's the gates to Masako town. You're going to notice a lot of motorbikes here. It's a form of transportation. We call them Bonda Bonda in this town. Onduthi. Nduthi is the slang for it. Both of them are slangs, I guess. Bonda Bonda, Nduthi is one and the same thing. It's a major form of transportation in the area because we don't have any buses around here. Yeah. Mostly it's young people riding the bikes, so they make an income. Maybe they raise families. Yeah. It's the Machakos Cathedral on the right. It's the biggest Catholic church, I believe, in Machakos town. It is, yes. It's a cathedral. It should be the biggest. Yeah. Bank ni kama imefungwa. No, it's open. You go to ATM, get a few. Okay, hapa, this is Mumbuni Primary School. I went to primary school here. That is, I came here 3rd grade to 7th grade. But my 1st grade and 2nd, I went to St. Mary's, which is on the other side of town. So yeah, this was my school. We used to wear the same uniform back in the day. Yeah, I don't know whether I can go in now with other people's kids. I probably don't need to go inside, but it was my school. Yeah. So are you telling me I was here when I was this little? Cindy, I was here when I was this young, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was one of the best schools in the village back in the day. And we can see it says there, Mumbuni School, ECD Primary and Junior Secondary. Motto, impossible is possible, which is something I believe in. And their vision is to be a model institution in provision of academic excellence, co-curricular and self-discipline. We were taught that, I can tell you that. And back then it was legal to be canned. So I have been canned by teachers here so many times because I was one of those loud kids. Yeah, so yes, and I like their values, which is unity, respect, peace, love, patriotism, responsibility, and social justice. It makes a lot of sense. Yeah. So when I was this little, I was in this school. Yeah. And my high school is not too far from me. I might as well. Let's go to my high school, Mumbuni High School. So now we are approaching my high school, Mumbuni High School, which is right around this corner here. But this is not the original school where I went to. Right? They moved. We moved from another location to here, and they moved just when I was about getting out of this high school here. Mumbuni Boys High School. So you can see it is closed today. I don't think. Let me talk to the askari nione kama naweza ingia tu. So we have been allowed to get into the school property, but I have to go through the office if we are taking any pictures. I have to go to the principal's office and get some clearance, and hopefully I will be getting that clearance. Yeah, because they are proud of their old students returning to come and say hello to them. Now I can see the age difference. Remember when we went to the primary school, how those kids were? So when I came here, I was this age. And I used to think I was such a tall young man. But it looks like I wasn't. Yeah. So we've been allowed to come to school. Where I was in school, I used to have a desk just like exactly like this. It has a little storage over here. You store your stuff over here. You close it and get a chair. Yeah, it used to look bigger than this, but now I think I became taller and it looks very, very small. But this is how I went to high school. Each student has an individual desk, and it seems like they have the same kind of setup. Yeah, so yes, this is how we went to school. Yeah, a class used to be 40 students. In the class my number was 38. So yeah, that's what it used to be. I don't know how many students per class. How many students are in a class these days? 60. Yeah, so currently they enroll 60 students in every class. My time was 40. So my time, we did not have a bus. And they have a school bus. That is impressive. We used to share a lorry. So a lorry with Machakos Boys High School. Every time we had a school event outside our school and we were traveling, we would go and beg. And we'd be given a lorry back in the day. And now they have a full-time bus. I am so impressed of this school. There's so much change in this school. It has grown so much. We used to be like 160 students. Now they have a population of 1,000, about 800. And my time, the school used to be mixed, boys and girls. Now they have separated the boys and girls. This is the boys' high school, and the girls' high school is a little distance from here. They've been separated, and they're all boardings. It's a full boarding school. My time, it was a day school. We used to come to school and go home every day. But here they board, it's full boarding. Yeah, I'm very impressed. They even have a dispensary with a nurse, medicines and all that. Very impressive. What time can do, changes do happen. I can't believe this was my school, yeah. So we were finally allowed to come to my school. We had been, the security guy had threatened to delete our video, but we were able to go and talk to the headmaster and we were allowed. So we went through around the school. The school is very grown, a lot of students. And like you can see, it says to be a leading school in the provision of quality education and training. Mission. Their mission is to provide an enabling environment for effective teaching, learning, to produce a holistic person through participation of all stakeholders. Together we excel. And this is a STEM school. STEM, science, technology, yes, you know, yeah, it's a STEM kind of a thing. Sciences. Yeah, it's a science school. Yeah, they have a computer lab, they have like biologies and all the sciences. The principal was able to take us around. We met some of the teachers, we talked to them, and of course, we did not take pictures of the students. We don't want to do that because of privacy issues. So we really appreciate having come over here. So now we are going to head to where I went to kindergarten, if it still exists. It's not too far from here. Okay, see you. So now we are approaching Kidayoni Market. When I was growing up, that was the nearest place we could buy sugar, you know, groceries. It was a small town back those days. I've not been there for many years. So we are soon going to find out how it looks. The road I'm driving through right now was a dirt road. It was actually very muddy, and it seems like somebody finally decided to fix it. Yeah, so now we are approaching Kidayoni Market. Story has it that this land was donated by my grandfather, Mr. Sakai Ombole, my mother's father, apparently, and we might have to check that, but I think that's what I heard, that this land used to belong to my grandfather and he donated it to the community, and they built a market over here. And what used to be what is on the left used to be the stores that used to be here. As a matter of fact, this one here is a very old hotel. This store here, if you can zoom the camera that way, we used to get mandazi chai over there. It used to be called I think Wakaidili. And these are the same shops from back in the day. There's a new market on this side, on my right hand side. It was not there. And this store here belonged to my uncle. This one here. Now it looks like it's a football club or something. But it belonged to my uncle, my mother's brother. He used to have a bar there called Kwamutezia back in the day. Yeah, but these are the same buildings. It's amazing. This town has not grown, period. It is the same town. Nothing going on. Wow. Okay, our hangout used to be this store in front of us. We used to play cards at the back. They had a little compound at the back of this store right here. We used to play cards at the back there. And that's where I learned how to smoke cigarettes. We buy them in the local stores. I don't know why we were smoking at such a tender age. Yeah. This store here, Wambanga, it was owned by a relative of mine at Wambanga. And this is basically the same place that I grew up around. There was a bar. That last building over there was a bar. It was called Kwakambu. I think that's where I had my first beer as a teenager. I think so. Yeah. Okay, Zion. He's also nicknamed Mabebia. Mabebia town. And Imani. This store was there. Back those days, it still carries the same name. The building at the corner, the two-story building, that was my uncle's also plot. It looks like they've developed something there. It looks maybe it's like a residential kind of a thing. I don't know what it is. Yeah, but that belonged to my uncle also. And we had this bar here, which belonged to my cousin over the years. It was called Muthaiga. I don't know what it is today. Yeah, this one right here, now it says my brothers. Now it's called my brothers. Yeah, it used to be a bar. We used to hang out there when we were young. I think my first paycheck, I blew it up there, if I may remember. Yeah, I worked for 2 years before I went to the US. I worked at Sharia House, and I think that's where I blew my first paycheck, most likely. Okay, now let's try to find my nursery school. This way, right in front of us is where I went to kindergarten. But these are new buildings. But it was at this corner. This corner here is where I went to kindergarten back in the day. Our teacher's name was, now it's a vocational training center. Yeah, but that's where my kindergarten was. And our teacher was called Miss Monoko. Yeah, that's where we went. Yeah, it's still an institution, but now it's a vocational kind of a thing. They do fashion design and dressmaking, building, masonry, motor vehicle mechanics, and other skills like catering, electrical installation, hairdressing, therapy, on and on. And their vision is a leader in provision of technical, vocational, and entrepreneurial training. I am proud of the grounds where my education started. Those are the grounds where I started, you can say. All right.